Hello Aries. Of course, not only Sun Aries, but also Aries rising, and for all of you who have Aries strong in your natal chart, especially when you have your personal planets in Aries. Personal planets are Sun, Moon, Mercury, Venus, and Mars. So pay attention to this. As you can see, I've already pulled out the cards because I was doing this reading in my native language first, so I already know what's going on. I think this year may be some kind of waiting room for you. I wouldn't say this is the easiest of readings I've had for 2020. I think you may need help from others. You appear as Six of Pentacles, and first I thought it's about mastering reality, because this is the most general meaning of this card. When you have what you have and you are able to mold reality the way you want it with the resources that you have at hand. Of course, it's also about giving and taking, and in this particular case, I think it's more about giving and taking, and where are you on this equilibrium. That's why I think, because of many cards here, that you may be in need this year, that whatever you're doing does not really work the way it was supposed to work, the way you thought it's gonna be. It may be not as efficient. For example, the output of whatever you're doing may not be as high as you thought. So there may be this twist in balance of your energy. Of course, you will cope with it, and I know it. But again, we have the full energy together with Six of Pentacles. So it may be that this year finds you on a beginning of in the beginning of a way where you really have nothing except for this little apple in your hand, and you're at the beginning of a new journey, without experiences, without knowledge, perhaps with some expectations. So there may be new things arriving in your life. You may create new reality. But overall, and I'll talk about it later, I think there are challenges this year for you, and you may not be really satisfied with immediate results of your actions. The main theme of the year is completion, number 9 in the beautiful mystical Shaman oracle. I want to read it to you. Of course, it's like the World card, I think. Mostly you see the Ouroboros snake here on a picture. He's eating his own tail. So something ends. All things have a beginning, a middle, and an end. This is the nature of life, the seed, the flower, and the fruit, and all of human relationships. Completion suggests the fullness of the moment and the need to transform an old form into a new one, which is very interesting, because the additional card here is death, which is all about transformation. So there is this need of transformation, but perhaps still you don't know what to transform to. What is the next stage? That's why I was talking about this waiting place that you may find yourself in this year. The invitation of completion card, it goes like that. You have finished the cycle, and there is no more growth or benefit from hanging on to the old. But anyway, I think you will hang on, because you have Hangman 2 times in a reading. In regard to relationships, it is time to honor what has been and find a new form for the future. In your ventures, it's time to reap your harvest. Completion is a time for celebration. It is the end of summer, when the fruit is ripe. And the medicine? Clinging to the old form will bring only decay. When fruit is left too long on the vine, it rots. You know that it is time to move on, yet you are reluctant. Do not be afraid of hurting anyone's feelings. Remember that you are responsible for your actions, not the actions of another's. Mourn what is lost so you can move on. Do not be sad. Be like the sun at midday, who shines brightly, neither longing for sunrise nor dreading the dusk. So it's very much about being in the moment, which Six of Pentacles is all about. Six of Pentacles is about creating from the reality you have at your hand. So I think you can go through this transformation if you stick to the present moment. Then it's going to be much easier for you to go through a difficult process of transformation, because death may be something very terrifying. When you know that you need to leave the old form behind, but the new form hasn't arrived yet, and what you have is nothing. There is this void, emptiness of death. It may be a difficult process, but if you stay in the present, you're going to be victorious. It's going to be okay. The year in 4 cards, just a sketch of a year. You have Curandera over, which is King of Swords. Number 8, Strength, represented by garlic in this deck. 3 over, Echinacea. Very beautiful, reluctant flower and resilient flower. And Badrock, which is the hanged one, which is the hangman I was talking about. So I think there is this feeling of waiting place here with 3 over and the hanged one. Like you see something is offbeat, something is not okay. There are these swords in your heart, but you're still reluctant to remove them. And perhaps that's the part where you stick to the old and you are unable to move on. I think finally you will, when you realize how strong you are really and how wise you can become through experiencing this situation to the full, realizing what are the 3 swords, what is this old story you're telling yourself that really hurts you and stops you from being truly yourself. You're gonna handle it, and you're gonna move through it by telling another story. That's what I feel, another story about yourself. But you really need to understand that in this situation there's nothing more to gain here. There's completion of a cycle, and you really need to step out of the old into the new. Now, what's the most important lesson you have to learn this year? You have 2 of Swords. Dubious mind, not knowing what to do. Sometimes 2 of Swords indicate that you need to have 2 points of view in order to see in 3 dimensions, and it may be like that for you. On the other hand, this card asks you to follow your heart. When you don't know what to do in your mind, follow your heart. An additional card that I pulled supports this interpretation, I think, because you have Queen of Cups. She is the unconditional love, and the one who looks at her heart and sees it with compassion and tranquility and tenderness. That's how you should treat yourself, especially in doubt. That's the lesson here. Perhaps a new lesson to some Aries, because you're not very famous of being indecisive. The challenge is justice, and that's what I was talking about before. You may feel that something is unjust in your life, that the ideas of cause and effect and karma, they don't work in your life as they should. And perhaps that's the reason for frustration in your life. You may feel unfulfilled. You may feel that you've done so much in order to achieve something and it doesn't come to you. You cannot meet the real fruits of your labor. So it may be difficult. I pulled 1 additional card to show to brighten this up. And this is the Queen of Swords, so it may be about communication. It may be about harshness. It also may be about law, anything in court, anything relying to justice in a very traditional meaning. All things connected with papers of all kind, with some agreements, signed or not signed. Perhaps you need a lawyer this year, or some help in this area, because Queen of Swords may be a counselor. For some of you, this may be a person with a strong Libra, because these two cards are usually associated with Libra sign. So for some of you, there may be someone who poses a challenge for you. And how to answer this challenge? Face it is the first thing I see. And be yourself. Be the King of Wands. The one who doesn't stop. The one who has inner fire burning no matter what. This is a very stable fire energy. Evenly distributed, charismatic and unstoppable. So face your opponents because you're equally strong, if not stronger. Perhaps stronger than you think. I pulled here an additional card of support. Who is your support? Who is your guide this year? And you have Magic Guardian, who says, unlock the magic within. This card always reminds us that we are great creatures. We are the creatures of power. It says, stop looking outside yourself and recognize that you have incredible power within. You are the magic. You are the answer. You have it all within you. Okay? If you've been searching for an answer or reason to focus, recognize that all that you are looking for is already within you. Okay? You are a powerful and magical person with the capacity to direct your intentions and will your desires into being. But your power can only be powerful when you own it, so take time to acknowledge it. Your ability to dedicate yourself to a goal and make it happen is a real gift that you are being guided to recognize now. So stand in your power is what I see here. I also pulled one additional card from Shamanic Healing Oracle, one of my favorite oracles. And you have grounding. And here's what it says. As humans, our bodies are of the earth. It is a natural inclination when we experience uncomfortable emotions or energy to ground it out, much in the way a ground wire works with electrical current. However, with so much in our modern lives that causes us to be disconnected from Creator, we tend to gravitate towards false grounding. Overeating, smoking, drinking, and recreational drugs are common ways some try to ground. These items are of the earth, but they are not the earth. This is not a true grounding, and as such it cannot sustain. It doesn't last. What ends up happening is that, as with most experiences that are false, we need more and more to achieve the same result. To truly ground and connect to both the earth and Creator, practice consciously connecting your energy to the earth. You should not be getting your energy outside yourself, but directly from the divine. This is achieved through meditation, energy work, and mindfulness. Find a way that works for you and practice it. By drawing this card, you are being asked to look at areas in your life where you may be employing false grounding as a coping mechanism. So pay attention to this. Where in your life you don't want to feel something, and how do you cope with it, and isn't it a coping mechanism of false grounding? Okay? Now, as for your strength, you have the beautiful card, the Chariot. And I would sum it up with 3 words. You are unstoppable. This is a very victorious and triumphant energy of getting your things together, getting your emotions together, getting your desires together, and directing it in the direction that you choose, not them. Okay? So this is Earthy Prince, someone who conquers the world, conquers the earth. And together with that, you have Eight of Wands, which makes it even more dynamic and swift and fast. Eight of Wands is getting things done, things finally working together, making sense, falling into place, all things falling into place. Quick communication, quick action, an action on point. Also timing is crucial here. So I think it makes a very efficient connection and one that is unstoppable. So whatever is happening, this year may be, may have its ups and downs, but when you are in your strength, no one can stop you, and you're gonna win, whatever your goal is. Then I asked what to do, what not to do. What to do? Three of Pentacles. Work, do your best, do what you can do best. Be the master of things. And also co-create, cooperate with others. Together you can build something that is bigger than the sum of the parts. There is this added value here present. And what you're gonna build is something structural, I think. Some safe place of happiness. Four of Wands is, I think, the happiest card in the deck, where you can celebrate together with other people when you feel safe, secure, and satisfied. What not to do? Another three. So it's about thinking, and it's about old thinking. Some old stories that I was talking about. There is an old story that really stops you from being who you are and from using all your potential. These three swords that pierce the heart, they don't let the heart beat. So if we consider a heart one of the engines of our being, then this engine is not working. It can't support you because it cannot be healed as long as these swords are stuck here. So you need to remove the swords. You cannot stick to the old story here. This story may concern a person, someone who was very important to you, someone well situated, maybe rich, maybe older than you, perhaps rich in some resources that are not only material, someone responsible, but it may overall indicate resources and material world, that this old story doesn't serve you, especially in that area of your life. So instead of thinking about old things and being cruel to yourself by this old story, try to create a new one that is much more vibrant, full of life and happy. Seasons of the year. First we have winter. In winter you have Ten of Swords. So again, a difficult story, a difficult thinking pattern that doesn't work anymore. You can finally let it go in winter. It shows the end of things, the end of a cycle that might have been very difficult for you, and the ending may be, again, a painful experience, but it needs to be done in order to open a new chapter, because this doesn't work anymore. You cannot put anything more here. this cycle is fulfilled. What to do with it? Fill your life with love. Let the love in. No matter if it is self-love or love to someone else or love coming from someone else. Just let it work into your life and let it transform your life. Let your life be healed by love, by help from others. This is a connection card. It doesn't have to mean romance, but it means that you are equal with the other and the other is equal with you, and you touch and you meet and you understand each other, and probably there is this helping hand present here. Spring. There is swiftness again, 8 of Wands. So I think you move forward and something finally makes sense to you. And you may shift many times, I think. Do many changes, quick changes. I would say stick with it. Don't try to slow it down. Rather use this fiery energy in order to create even more passion in your life. 9 of Wands sometimes is a very stubborn card, showing someone who doesn't want to move. But here I think more about the creative side of this card. You're on fire, and it helps you transcend yourself in a way. So let yourself be on fire. It will end eventually, no matter what you do. So just use this wave in your life. Ride it. In summer, you have beautiful, beautiful energy of 10 of Cups, which indicates another ending of a cycle. This time it's more harmonious and joyous. You see the family here, loving family with children on a hammock. Bright future ahead. But again, this is past experience. These are past experiences that you have. And if you want to create something more, if you want to experience something more, you need to weave this into the fabric of your life and move on. There is this theme of moving on that you may be reluctant to, I think. What comes with this vibration is the Hierophant, which may suggest that you should take action to make this energy of 10 of Cups unforgettable, I think. Make it serious somehow. For example, it may show the need to strengthen the bond in some way, to marry someone you love, or to propose, or to decide to have children together, or to move into one place instead of living in 2 different houses, 2 different apartments. Anything like that, anything connected with seriousness is needed here. And again, King of Wands, action. Action is here. And also this feeling of being an adult, and that you need to act in a mature way. The childhood is over here. It doesn't mean it's wrong, absolutely not. It just asks you to be in your power again. You can do it. You can make it serious if you want. That's what these cards are saying. So open your heart and treat it very seriously. And in autumn, you have 3 of Pentacles. So again, this working and co-working, that was already present here. But now you have it with Hanged Man, which is another card that repeats. We had it here. So I think it's about giving up control in your life and letting others do something, letting others work, perhaps letting others to lead you, because you are a natural born leader, Aries. But this time I think you need to take the second place or a third place in this cooperation, in this environment that you are in. You need to hang yourself and really let time heal something. The first thought I had here was, let someone mend you. And it may be like that, that you may be helpless about something in your life. Perhaps it's beyond your recognition, beyond your control, beyond your skills to mend yourself this time. If it is the case, ask someone to do that and let them do that. Trust people that they want to help you, because I feel you will need help this year. You cannot do it all alone. All right, financial things, work, career, money, resources, body. These are not the best cards you might have, to tell the truth. The Tower, Five of Pentacles, and the Hanged Man. That's why I was telling you that you will probably need some help. Something unexpected may happen in your life. Something may collapse. It may indicate your body. It may indicate your health. It may be about your work. You may lose work, for example. Or there's going to be a shift in your work that is quite difficult and surprising. And that's going to put you in some difficult position. Dire straits, is that the idiom here? Of course, I love this Five of Pentacles because it shows that even in the middle of winter, when the situation seems very grave, we still have some resources on that tree. That's why birds can live through winter, because they find food that is still there. And there is hope here too. The little flower emerging from snow. But you need to take care of it. You need to really have the intention of finding help, finding resources. And sometimes you need to ask people to do that. It seems that you're in this hanged position, so very passive position. Your hands are tied, and you may only receive from others. And you will if you want. You will find help. Perhaps you will even help yourself, because I pulled one additional card. I didn't want it to end like that. And you have the Six of Pentacles, but Six of Pentacles may also indicate that what was given by you now will be returned if you ask for it, if you let it in to your life. Many things may fail, I think, this year. This Justice as a challenge is a really difficult card, because it makes a dreadful scar on whatever you think about the order in the world. You may feel that the order of the world is shaken this year. It's something really doesn't work like it should, and it's very unjust. So it may be difficult to ask. It may be a difficult situation because you expect that it will just come to you because you deserve it. And that's true. You have this right to abundance because you were born. It's your birthright. But still you may experience some lack this year. And then you will need to ask. You will need to voice whatever your needs are. And this may be difficult, but you will be given what you want if you really want something. Nevertheless, a difficult energy here. But what I was telling you about love, it's definitely present in your life. This is about emotions, feelings, and relationships. I think something becomes more true this year in your life. something that might have been looking like a performance and maintaining things in the air and just coping with things may become more true, more soulful. Something that was supposed to be love, was supposed to look like love, may become love itself. This may become real, you know? And it may happen very fast, it may be very, very dynamic. So I actually very like this, this connection here, these three cards, what they say. So when you stop pretending that something is better than it is, then you will receive understanding and love, and this will run to you if you let it in. So trust in others. I think they're going to help you a lot this year. All right, and finally for your spirituality, another difficult trio here. 6 of fire, the moon, and cause and effect, which is 2 of earth. What I see here is dark night of the soul. That's what I see, without sugaring, cold sugaring, how do you say it? Perhaps this is the collapse of this belief, old belief, that I can do it by myself. I can do everything by myself. I can win in every situation. I'm always glorious. I'm always a winner. I'm always in the spotlight, and I like it. I think this is kind of reversed here. That you finally recognize that it's not always the case. That puts you in a difficult position, because the very basis of what your beliefs may be shaken this year. That's why I call it dark night of the soul. You don't know where you are. You don't know what your direction is. This is this death state when you know what was the old form and you needed to leave it. And now you know there's going to be a new form, but you still don't have it. So now there's only void, emptiness, nothingness. And you feel it deeply. But you also understand something. That what happens here is connected. This dark night of the soul is connected with the way you were seeing yourself. You were understanding yourself and your position in the world. That's all connected. But you may feel beaten and shaken by this. But here I see this yin and yang presenting itself to you. That you may finally see how intricate and also connected these two forces are. The darkness and the light. The cause and effect. Unbreakable bond between the two. And I also wanted to pull another card to not let you just stay with that, with this difficult situation. And again, the Father of Fire appeared. It's like constant reminder in the reading. It's the 3rd time it appears. It shows to remind you who you really are. Master of Fire. Someone who possesses fire and who tells the fire what to do. What a powerful being. Eyes on the prize. With the Chariot. You're gonna make it. You're gonna be successful. But you need to let others help you. I think that's the main theme here. That the end of a lone warrior is ending. The cycle is ending. What I see also in this card is that no matter what happens, the darkness, it may be encompassing you, but you will prevail. You are in the light here. Darkness is around you, but you are the light. Not only light seeker, perhaps also light bringer. All right? So have your faith here. I know it can break. I know that. I can see it here. But always remember who you are. Always remember your actual greatness in the world. And you're going to not only prevail, but you're going to thrive in this new cycle. So much wiser than before. Dear Aries, I wish you all the best in 2020. Be strong, be healthy, and be happy. Thank you very much for your time and attention. See you later.